is. On board with Thomas Schechter as he drops down low.
Lots of speed, doesn't know to go left or right, and there he is way below the white line. Boy, that's a good thing the pavement's there.
I gotta tell you, it didn't look...
Spray. Very good to see that he actually had the engine running when he came in. You can see all the moisture coming on Scott Sharp's camera right now. A little bit of that gets on the tires too. You know, you gotta be very cautious to know how much is actually coming on the track. So you don't...
On board with Thomas Schechter.
Backs off a little.
There's Koski Matsuura.
He loses it.
This is Danica Patrick. Now she drops to the inside trying to avoid the incident.
She backs off a little. She's on the curb.
PN2. Here's Scott Dixon's look at the incident as they were coming into turn number 1. He had nowhere to go.
Brian Herta loses it almost all by himself up in front there and takes Dixon out with him.
Restart. Trying to go 3 wide.
Inside, he's not there. You're clear all around.
And Jill, you've been through that before too. You know how much that hurts on that impact.
This is on board with Patrick Carpentier. Now he kind of came out of this unscathed.
And it's just raining debris when that happens, guys, because I've been through it so many times that you just...
First car clears. We go on board to find out exactly what happened.
Rolling off the throttle. He knows he's in trouble. And a slight kiss of the wall.
Schechter's pit, and look at this. This is the exit.
So he's carrying the speed, and you know Herta knows he's there. Those guys are rubbing, guys. And you see, just went over that line, and Schechter's...
Or you go all the way back out. Here's Tony, goes all the way, thinks I can make it, maybe. Oh, I can't. Bang, you know, into the inside. Those cars are really high. They send the car up. He was lucky not to lose his front wing.
I don't know what happened. We haven't had a chance to talk to him yet.
Didn't get any feedback from Thomas at all.
Not that I can talk about here on the TV.
How about the other driver, the Pennzoil Panther?
And that brings a great point, Joe. And they're braking right now. He tried this before, remember?
Look at this.
Nope. Nope, man, they're bumping around.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. He puts a tire
barrier right there. But as we ride along with Tony, listen, on the gas, stays late, hard on the brakes right now. Turning left, a bang, knocks the camera. Very first race is going to ride along here right now. You can see how the car just sort of moves because it is very rough there.
Yeah.
I would have to say Buckman's already backwards, right in the middle of the turn, and you have to see what's going on here.
This is on board with Thomas Schechter moments ago. Wow.
That's
a piece of something.
That's personal driving. Let's go on inboard right now.
This is on board with Scott Sharp.
All happens in front of you. When the debris starts to fall, Todd, it happens very quickly. It just showers down on top of you. Very, very bad.
This is on board with Danica Patrick. Now watch this.
She gets a run off the traffic coming off of 4. Elio got hung up. Whoa! Looks like probably time of Enge possibly coming in there and having a look.
Now listen to the traffic.
Man, I look at that every time, and I can't believe that he did that.
Back down, go high, go high, go high. Right there in the middle, right there in the middle. You're clear, clear all of it.
And you came out.
And now watch the hose on the left-hand side. Definitely running over the hose on the way in, so they'll have a look at that and decide whether...
Number 70, Richie Hearn, out of Glendale, California. 34 years of age, driving for Meyer Coca-Cola. Here it is at full speed, and you see how they pull their hands off the wheel, Scott?
The safer barrier. It spins the wheel around so fast, you'll certainly end up getting your wrist broken. You know, the more I look at that right now, the spotter for Hearn definitely had to tell him somebody Hornish's car going back into the wall. We're right along right now with Scott Sharp. See how far down low Sebastian Bourdais is? He comes up, gets a wiggle, and just turns around and takes out Sam Hornish in that situation. Here we go along with Thomas Schechter. Let's see what we can see on this one.
There's Danica making a move on the right.
You see that she's wiggling already. And Thomas, boy, is he getting lucky on that? Well, maybe not so. There we go. Another strong car out of the race. And here we are with Danica. Listen here as she gets on the power. Yep, that's cold tires usually on there after a situation like that. Very nervous, Mom. Right now, riding along from Enge. Let's look ahead and see what's going on. Actually, it looks like something possibly broke in the car, Todd, because anytime the sparks are happening like that, play here right now. Remember, there was a 100-lap Silver Crown race here before, some different rubber up around Carpenter. Right now, go. Oh, look at that. Getting the right side wheels, Todd, already on that high side.
Watch this as we go on board with Scott Dixon. Dario Franchitti, you'll see him on the left-hand side, just tucking underneath.
Saw that white front wing just come up there and touch the side pod on that left side.
Chevy Cobalt. This is what I mean about tight quarters. Look at this on pit exit.
Everybody's rushing to be out of the pits first in front of all the other cars. Some contact going on there, right there. The right front of Scott Sharp gets hit. He thinks on the high side and takes out Vitor Mira, the Ray Hall Letterman group. Look at that. Boy, that thing was so...
On the edge once again. Watch this save.
All that car in front of you creating that dirty air. We talk about dirty air. Follow a tractor. Chip Ganassi, who's out in Sonoma this weekend with his Nextel Cup team.
Great view right here.
He's got the speed.
Yeah, he pushed right into him. Darren Manning had nowhere to go.
Go, 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 go. Remember, no traction control. I'm sorry about that. No traction control.
It absolutely is it. That car is probably very loose right now. Neutral race car. Man, you know something? You don't think about that, Todd. That is
by Enge and Sharp, and here it is again, the restart.
Now remember, you don't have to wait until the start line to go green, as they're starting right now to pass Alex Barron. And right now, well, you know, he's pushing the envelope just a little bit there. But
one more time. This is the second below the white line.
Got a great run off of Kanaan. Kanaan really was just going down to the line, his normal line, not really a blocking line, but Kanaan was going slow enough to come out of actually its pickup point.
Here it is in real
listen
time.
And watch.
Smart. I didn't see anything on that. Here's Darren Manning's perspective.
Yeah, he's just leaving a hole on the left-hand side, and you can actually see that he's quite a ways from the bottom of the racetrack on that yellow line. He's still on the concrete, nowhere.
Moment in the car.
Outside wheels on the concrete, starts to turn the thing in, and look at that. I'll tell you, talk about a talented driver. One of the guys with the most gift, I think. Got it sideways to avoid a miss her. Let's ride with her. She's on her way in. Little high, back in, starts to come around.
Very clean race.
Now watch this as we're along Thomas Scheckter.
That was the Danica.
Turn. Go. Riding on board with Dario Franchitti. What a big correction he has right there. Possibly some oil or something down the racetrack, and then all of a sudden...
Car spinning in front of you.
And it's the long grind to the stop that actually...
Not look like he made contact as we watch it one more time.
Riding along with Brian Herta, just a little puff of smoke. The driver senses that. You see some oil or moisture coming onto Brian Herta's screen.
This, the Danica Patrick effect.
Gets underneath Danica. She's slowed by Vitor, but then she says...
Give him room, 3 wide.
Coming through. Pardon me, I'm on my way, boys.
So this is in real time.
Wow, you can see that big wiggle going into the turn.
We're in the bend, 4.
See the camera going 90 degrees.
Let's see what happened to Sam Hornish Jr. Look at that, just a little hot.
Little wide going actually into turn 7 on the outside. Maybe got on.
Just aggressive driver. Here it is again as we ride on board with Danica Patrick.
Coming up on both sides right now. See that? So Castroneves is on the left-hand side trying to go around her, take advantage.
Back at Infineon Raceway in Sonoma Valley, and Dan Wheldon has come in one more time, and he's calling for a drink or something, and that's not going to get the job done.
Actually, there's usually a handle that actually gives you that water bottle there. And he's got to stop.
Look at Thomas Scheckter. We talk about...
Green.
Well, pardon me, excuse me, coming through.
Dario Franchitti had his moments as well. Watch this.
Green flag.
That was the exact same corner where Ryan Briscoe, Danica Patrick, and then you go right on board with Giorgio Pantano. And in speed, you see just how quick they're
coming up to 11. This is where Herta seems to always be just a little bit slow. Stay wide, and here's the mistake that he'll take advantage of, and absolutely in the right place at the right time.
Riding on board with Giorgio Pantano, he's got to make sure that thing's in gear. It doesn't roll back down the hill, and look at this.
He got blindsided by the left. Wow, you can hear the, you know, just the up there over the white line.
Here it is on board. This is coming in.
Outside of Herta. Still there. Still outside. Good job.
Remember, I like what she's doing, but the timing was just off a little bit.
Get ready. Get ready. Green, 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 green.
You hear the spotter letting her know.
Outside. Outside.
Eric Peterson did a great job in letting her know where the green was out, but she was on the gas just a bit too soon.
Yeah. Outside. Still outside.
Thomas Scheckter in this problem. Well, this looks like,
Oh, the suspension broke.
wow. Not much driver can do in a case like that when you're under.
Going over an air hose. Let's watch as he comes in, and there he goes over. Yeah,
He runs over the air hose. That
push the car back. They're going to have a drive-through penalty, so that will virtually take him out of contention.
Yeah, that's a tough.
In the pits for our last winner, this is on board with Scott Dixon. He won 3 weeks ago at Watkins Glen, and look at this. Oh, another crew member goes.
Want to lose the position. Here's another replay. Remember we talked about going over the bumps, getting a good run, going down in turn 3, and so close right there. That's enough to tell you that this is an accident waiting to happen.
But I'll play devil's advocate. Look how close he is to the white line. He really has nowhere to go, and I
There's
understand
space
that.
there. Watch this. He's got about a half a car width down there. It's up to the guy in the bottom that if he cannot continue to keep his line, he's got to start to take his foot off the gas and get the pressure back on.